really good performance, great all-round performance by Rajasthan.
Yeah, I mean, much needed on the back of 2 defeats, but they were just professional. Jaiswal deserves a lot of the credit because he really got them on their way with the batting hand. He won that power play, which after losing 2 games, you just need to get the momentum going your way, and they did that. I thought they were smart in the field. I think you look at Sandeep Sharma, 0 for 24 from 4. He didn't get the wickets, but on a pitch where the seamers have been travelling, to only go at 6s. And I thought the power play from Chennai was a strange one because they didn't lose any, but to only get 42. And then you think the 32 light, and they lost a wicket off the last ball, but they're 6 wickets down. I just wonder whether they should have gone a bit harder in those first. And even if they lose 2 or 3 wickets, but they get to 60 odd, they're up with the rate. You don't see many teams chasing over 200, which is over 10 and over, and yet you only hit 7 out of the power play. So I think Chennai look at that power play, and they tried, and it was one of those nights, but I think the power play really cost them in the chase.
But Pommy, we spoke about this. Do you think it almost looked like they were playing on another pitch because it just wasn't coming onto the bat in the first initial power play period, at least?
Yeah, and it's fair enough to say that, but you can only say that and not take action about it when you're trying to set a score, because you don't know what's enough. You don't know if you're going to be going out too hard. In an instance where you need 10s right from the outset, you have to do something about it. And as Michael says, you'd rather go the aggressive option where you end up 3 down in the power play, but you're up with the rate, rather than kind of throttle back and say, okay, we'll hang up and try and catch up later. It's too much work for all those who come in at the end. And there's a certain amount of work that must be done in the power play because all those fielders are up, and it's the best chance to get wickets. I mean, to get the boundary. Right. So as you think about it as well, it's the best time because the ball is at its hardest then, and if you do make errors in terms of execution, you're bound to get away with a little bit more then than later on in the middle of the game when the ball's got that little bit softer and there's insurance in terms of fielders in the deep. It's not normal that they wouldn't actually take action because they're good at playing the situation. They're good at trying to kind of do what is necessary at the time. You look at Conway and you say, that's out of character because what is it, 4 out of 4 in half centuries, 4 in a row. That's what he's done, and he's played in a certain way, and he just failed to do it today.
You know, we are so used to seeing Chennai, even when you know that, okay, this is really uphill. We had this discussion down with GK, and he said that, yeah, this is still doable because you know there is a Jadeja coming in, there was a Mohan batting, so you know that the batting lineup has got its depth. There was Dubey playing there, but unfortunately for Chennai, they haven't been able to convert both their games against Rajasthan.
Yeah, I also think that, I mean, like we spoke about, you have that many resources, it says there's no excuse for not going the aggressive option. When you have the backup like that, then you've got to make sure you're using the resources. And by that, I don't mean everybody get out and let everybody bat. I mean, whoever is batting has got to be going full throttle like a Shivam Dubey, so that if you're in, you're using all deliveries coming towards you. And if you get out, it's okay. Next person's going to come and do just about the same thing. It's controlled. It's a skill. You got to get it right on the day. And this power hitting that these guys do, it's fabulous to watch. And they can, with regularity, hit the ball out the ground. And when they do, they generally win games. That's why they're unafraid to chase 15s and 16s at the back end. That's why we'll sit and we'll say, well, hold on, they're still in this, because there was a time you'd say, oh, 15, forget about it. They'll never get there. They'll be short by a whole long way. And I think even in this tournament, the bowlers have upskilled a little bit because they were fetching, and maybe it was that Sandeep over that changed it around. But they have now, as we've gone along, bowlers are better and better at the back end. They're holding their nerve that bit more, and they're accepting that, look, sometimes you're going to fetch and balls are going to disappear out the ground, but I can make a difference with ball number 3 and number 5 and number 6 or whatever it is, and still end up, winning the game rather than going to pieces and then every ball you're bowling is disappearing out the ground.